on Food Affair with Peter and Kobela.
Peter, what's happening? What's happening in the field of agriculture? Take us through.
All right.
How
was your week?
My week, very hectic.
Not interested in your week. Interested in the news. You must get to the point. How's your week going? No, very interesting as always. Very interesting. That's very nice. That's very nice. Look, we more baking here. There hasn't been much happening.
Yeah.
I think today I picked up some news about a march or protest in the Mudimula area where it's interesting because last week we were talking about this thing, or 2 weeks back, about farm killings, but AgriFood had organized the farmers in the Mudimula area to march against what they call farm matters.
Oh, yeah.
All know about the political issues.
Yes.
Around that topic. So I think that basically was what I picked up.
But it's interesting though that AgriForum is known to be a white movement for white people, yet they still have a lot of black folks. It's interesting.
But remember, it's a political game.
Yeah,
they're helping a lot of black folks.
Not many, but they because what I see it's PR.
Yeah,
sure. It's PR that they need to maintain relevance. And they know, I mean, how sometimes we can get desperate. And to sort of that their case in Botswana, there is a case in Botswana and stuff. And I think for me that was quite something that I saw, except I mean all the other things that's going on. Agriculture has got so many things that goes on.
But I think I want to be a AgriForum member.
And they do everything for agriculture. If it's agriculture, they'll do it. But hey, our government, it's not doing its work. They found a niche. You see, that's the thing about AgriForum. They found a niche. And they work on it. It works well for them.
It's an indictment on us as a nation, as a government, or as people that elect. They say you deserve leaders that you elect. So maybe also the consciousness, are we really clear, or because of maybe Pita or no?
The kickbacks.
Therefore, Pita.
But you must remember, agriculture is actually one of their main constituents, in the white farmers. And besides, and people don't know this thing, because they own companies in agriculture, they own feed companies, they own
AgriForum.
But AgriForum is a company, it's a multi-million-rand company, which owns a lot of stuff and have shares in a lot of stuff. That's why it never gets broke. That's why it can fight for
without printing any political t-shirts.
Well, they do.
But not as many as our people.
Well, Peter, as usual, Kobela or fella, he never ceases to surprise us. I see today we are having some milk. What's happening here? And I see Otsamayale, a gentleman here, a very tall gentleman here.
Look, I mean, you see the thing, what we're trying to do in this show, and we know we are waiting for the people to copy. We know Mompati is going to get a few calls after this show. It's fine, we are producing content for other people, it's okay. But today we want to give the audience, particularly the audience Yakarangua, the understanding of everything and anything to do with goats. But something interesting that caught my eye this week was donkeys. Did I say donkeys? Did I say goats? Hey, sorry man, they are a busy day. So did you guys hear that the Vanderbilt Park, I was actually Vanderbilt this morning, and they got 22 millimeters of rain. August. It started raining, I think, around about 3 a.m. around just after 8 a.m. So That's unheard of, you know. I mean, we don't normally get rainfall August.
Yeah.
We always know rainfall comes just Vanabale Park. Vanabale is it's about 80 kilometers before Potchefstroom.
Yeah.
Pretty much in the middle of nowhere. But no. There's a few activities of farming happening that side, and they do very well. Simply because they're in the area where there's a lot of rainfall. So Vanabale, Delmas area, it's a lot of rainfall there, and that's why a lot of the farmers, they do so well, even though they don't have boreholes, they don't have rivers. It's just the climate mobile thing, it just favors them, you know. So this myth of having to say when you look for a farm you must look for a river close by, it's a thing of the past, you know. You must work with the climate, and the climate will work with you. So I think that's what caught my eye. But fantastic. Today we are graced by I'm actually, you know, when we were planning this for the show, it took so much out of me because this gentleman traveled 300 kilometers to be with us today, just to show Baretiba Harankwe FM that we take them seriously.
All the way from Mahikeng.
All the way from Mahikeng.
Which part of Mahikeng?
Mr. Which part of Mahikeng are you coming from actually?
I'm from Mahikeng.
Mahikeng.
Right. Now, interesting stuff. But Mr. Mompati, please introduce yourself to Baretiba Harankwe FM and the other audiences that are also watching us. We're also streaming live on Facebook Live, and this will also be a podcast as well. So, maybe say the audience at large.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's just warn the viewer, the listeners. Warn them.
So, just to be clear, that is the sound of a donkey. Of a donkey. Yes. For the record.
Bara dumedisa badimo or Rabatsosa if Masarowetsi that we have someone coming to talk about the donkey. Let me make it clear, Mr. Modisa, this interview is very personal to me.
Yes.
Very, very personal.
Yeah.
This gentleman, Otswale Mafikeng, Kilafatsela Re that Lucas Mangope, the late that Lucas Mangope, and that Mangope over the donkeys are on Winterfeld. There was a big issue about police station and they were all killed. Now this gentleman is coming to tell us about donkeys. And also La Remangope. I mean, what is this? I just don't understand. But anyway, welcome, Mr. And please introduce yourself to the audience.
Ke tsetso ne ke le bogela borre go mo invite ka kwana dina la me ke nna Mompati Khomanyane Modimogale.
Re Mompati Khomanyane Modimogale. Yeah.
Can I just say something?
Yes.
You know, Kobela just touched on something that but I'll have to rebuild that Mompati just to take us through, because I want to tell the story after he's properly introduced and he's properly telling us what he does with donkeys. And I would like to tell a very interesting story about this donkey business.
But before I start the interview, I have something, guys. Can we quench our thirst?
We have we have donkey milk.
Can we quench our thirst?
Can I show?
Yeah. No. But maybe before that, just take us through.
No. I want us to be on equal level.
Yeah.
So can we quench our thirst?
And this is not intoxicating.
No. Yeah. And you can see it still. Can you give just for me?
No, he must have his own. Let's.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
But I will tell him.
No, these guys are not drinking.
No, can I remember?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Mompati.
So, I'm going to take some of it home. So, because I have to share it with a family of 5. So, it'll be interesting. Anyways, yeah, without wasting too much time, why are you here? Tell us why you're here. And what is it about this donkey story that we hear?
No, I was a pillow. Why are you trying to tell me?
A group of people have a
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
So,
yeah.
Then the next thing, we don't think.
I like.
Yeah.
So the most important thing is
so we're equally on the high level.
Yes.
Oh.
That's the main thing.
So why are you here?
I'm here go tla go bolela batho ka mosola ka tonki. Ka gore tota tonki ke phologolo e leng gore ga e tsewe serious. And how tla go lebella o dira dipatlisiso. Tonki in a more benefits than your usual animals, the khomo, and other animals. So donkey farming it's a new thing because about 2 to 3 years back there was a high demand.
Yes.
Yeah, little la donkey for China. Countries like Kenya, they tapped into that market. Countries like Botswana, they tapped into that market. Yeah, the demand.
Why specifically the donkey skin?
Donkey skin is dirisetswa dilo tse dintsi. Ba e bangwe ba e dirisetsa go manufacture the cosmetics. Ba bangwe ba e dirisetsa go manufacture ga motlakase o timile go mogolong kutlwile for people ba leng gore ba dira yalo ko teng. So
sorry motlakase o tsaya
ga motlakase o timile
motlakase o timile kana re mo loshedi ya no ga ke ya ntse ba announce gore no ka 4 o'clock
Stage 2.
Yeah, from 4 o'clock Eskom is thoma gape ka load shedding. So are specifically ga gona le bothata ba ke nagana ke bothata bo buang ka bothata ba teng.
I think because we are in on radio,
yes,
and people cannot see our faces.
Yeah.
Let's put it on the record. Or what is this load shedding that we are talking about?
Yeah.
About?
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be a taboo to talk about the men's performance.
Okay.
When we talk about the men's performance,
yes, correct.
So I think a lot of people go for this problem. They go to the men's clinic.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So they found a solution in the donkey products, in the donkey skin products, or some of the extracts. So you don't have to go to the men's clinic. You don't have to go to job. It's the most natural way.
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you? Yeah. Say more.
But I want to go back a bit. That everybody said it's a sort of a new thing, and
you mean the donkey farming?
The donkey farming. I think maybe commercial donkey farming, because donkey we have kept in our communities and as a means of, I think earlier on was the means of transport, and some nebale makadi donkey and
yeah. So
the Mompati saying it's a completely it's a new sort of thing to commercialize donkey farming, because we've just
I never thought of it, or it could have somebody saying he's farming with donkeys, right? Other than to use donkeys.
But I would like to go back in that question to say, I mean, like, when we say it's a new thing, is it these things have never been done? Donkey products.
In South Africa, remember that when you talk about donkey, most of the information it's an indigenous based knowledge. Eleng hore ga o le ngwana o gola, your parents would say if ngwana tshwere ke ear infection or a tshwere ke flu, instead of ba mo isa ko clinic, they will go and milk the donkey and feed ngwana masha donkey. How ngwana tshwere ke asthma, they will go and milk the donkey or ba feed ngwana ka masha donkey. So it's something that I grew up practice. Now when I was in Botswana, I saw Ndate Fisari doing it, and I started working with him, and got an interest of starting the donkey farming. Ndate is right, the donkey has always been there, but the commercialization of donkeys. In South Africa, we don't have commercial donkeys, but we have working donkeys. Now, there's a different.
When you mean working donkeys, that are used to carry mates from one point to the next, and so forth. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So, now,
so maybe still on that, what types of donkeys do we have?
Working donkeys.
Do we have different breeds of donkeys?
Yes.
In SADC or in Africa, we only have 2 breeds. Ki Somali, Kinali straps, Momoto. But in South Africa, we only have 1 breed. Ki Nubi ki enale the cross. But that Nubi, it differs from the structure.
Yes.
So, because the donkey is not registered under the Animal Improvement Act. So, that is why you don't see different breeds like Modukulubeng, Lekodokhomo. You need to register first.
Yes.
As a breeding society, the department, or you can start breeding donkey. Hence, what happened? I came and approached the University of Northwest to say, hey guys, I have this idea.
Yes.
And I met Professor Chaka.
Yes.
Then I introduced Dr. Lebo Hamotse. I introduced Professor Marume.
Yes.
And Dr. Aaron Chizumba.
Yes.
Kipako Northwest University. And then Hansik expanded team, I went to the, and Professor Marume introduced me to Dr. Chitura and Dr. Obeta Bako Limpopo University.
Okay.
Now I said, but I need a person who only a scientific background. Then I approached Dr. Mankop Okhatle, he's a scientist by profession. And also in my team I have Dr. Dumileo, a pediatrician. Because donkey milk has a role it's mobani. And also I took donkey milk for tests.
Remedy is just a quick one. I think that this ultima information in a sense of, this radio station is housed at a very strategic point, and there are people who are listening to the show, and you are telling us about the benefits, especially mobile, but you are rushing through that. And I want you to take one step back and just tell us the benefits of that within your same sentence, just to give us a sense, what are the benefits of the milk, especially the milk, when it comes to kids?
Before I get back on, let me finish this first. I took the milk samples for Agriculture Research Council to go and take the nutritional values. And I saw the need I need to have a dietitian in my group. Then I met Richard Mutsei. He analyzed the donkey milk I'll compare le other mashama.
Okay.
Mo issue ya bana. Mashi a donkey are 99% close to women.
Breast milk.
Yes.
Yeah. Even the taste.
Yes.
Now,
Now,
when last did you suckle on it?
now,
I must get this one. I must get this one proper.
now, if you take Masha Donkey, and when I was discussing with Dr. Leo, one of Dr. Leo's project was to use donkey milk.
This is Tumelo Leo,
Yes.
right?
One of her aim is to use donkey milk to fight malnutrition, because donkey milk it's more healthy. That is why gantsi bagolo ba encourage ya gore ba breastfeed bana ba bona. So, and donkey milk is safe for bana ba ba nang le the allergies towards cow's milk. La ngwana ka goraro lactose intolerant so but once you feed that kid donkey milk,
Yes.
Two, I don't like to say it cures, but I rather say it alleviates. Ya okobatsa. But ga ke gore ke ya okobatsa ke re ha ngwana go ana le problem ya asthma. Then you feed your kid Masha Donkey. Kwena o le motsadi you know gore asthma yeo e ne le save go le go kae. So it's either it has cured ngwana go kwena o tla bua, but for bana Masha Donkey are healthy. Bana bana go tswe dinthanyana mo tlhogong.
Yes.
You feed your kid Masha Donkey, or you just take the milk as it is, you wipe mo tlhogong. It helps.
Okay, then what? I would like us to re boelenyana ko morao. Re try to catch this issue. And this is the research. Is this a research that's commercial? Is this thing like what I want to get is that we're now talking about benefits and we are arousing an interest in the public about Masha Donkey. But is there a commercial sale of Masha Donkey?
Like konozana o bulwetse ke kry Masha Puti. Nka kry sorry.
A donkey. Yeah.
The research is there. Remember that in South Africa, we just starting now to introduce donkey for a commercial purpose. Now, you won't get it. And I will tell you one thing. Never make a mistake and think that any donkey product is for mass production. Donkey products are not for mass production.
Why though?
Donkey, it can only give you 2 liters per day. And it depends
of milk.
Of milk.
As opposed to cattle that are giving us 45.
Yes. And it depends on the mood.
Donkey doesn't do
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and donkeys, they easily stress. So it depends on the issue. So we look up Pick and Pay or in other shop or I can supply you 100 bottles of donkey milk. Maybe in 2 weeks or anything. How to know what donkey is the more the muti.
Okay. But
So I wonder why that guy killed them.
I'm gonna tell you this story shortly.
Yeah.
But what I want to know is that okay, fine. We have tried to explore the issue of donkey milk, and you spoke about skin, and then what products do we produce from the skin? Yeah, donkey. And I'm gonna ask you another question on there because one, I need to know from your information and the research that I'm not sure how far the research goes to say, do we have a number? Do we have a rough estimate of how many donkey farmers do exist in this country that are doing it on a commercial, semi-commercial level, who are actually farming with donkeys and producing these products. You spoke about a rush that was happening 2-3 years ago about donkey skin going to. I know that there are certain politicians in the northwest that was into that deal.
Why are you not naming them? Why are you not naming them?
Those are allegations. So take us from the what other byproducts, what other products are there for donkeys, and then do we have sort of a commercial farming community?
No, we don't have commercial farming community. Number 2, I have tried for the past 6 years trying to get on how many donkeys we have in South Africa. No one knows. How many donkeys we have in South Africa. The byproducts are donkey. I will start with the milk. Because in a donkey, once you have slaughtered a donkey, you don't throw anything away. From the milk, you do milk, you do tablets, you do cosmetics from the milk.
Cosmetics such as?
Soap, lotion, your facial scrub and everything.
Are you participating in that?
Yes.
Are you making that?
Yes. Okay. Now, the skin. The skin, like I said, others they use it for cosmetics, and others they use it to manufacture mojosa. Now you go to the meat. Now my donkey is more healthy. Give me someone on a leg out. I supply that person my donkey for a month. That person will thank you for the rest of his life or her life. Because now my donkey, it's a very lean, it's very, do you taste? Yes, I do.
Do people eat donkeys?
So we've settled that one, eh?
Oh,
people eat it.
Yeah. Okay, so
I like the way he puts it. He says, doesn't so no. Give me someone with gout. He doesn't say no. It will cure him. He say no. He'll thank you.
So, in a meat, you do whatever you think. What makes donkey so special? I gave him a task. That until a picture
Yes.
Let me help you remove this.
Yes.
Maybe some people might be lost in the sense that
So
Yeah.
Moriana, what donkey? Because donkey the immune system of donkey is very strong.
Yeah.
Yes. So the decide donkey in a year you need to vaccinate it and do what? No. You give it, you leave it as it is. And the gelatara, it's recently.
So high stress again.
There's so many things. One, as we knock, you need to make sure that it stays next to Manayo for Tonka, because it prefers eye contact and everything. 2, but what about the Ketaka, because there's a period more if you land in Horgadi Pate. 3, it's part of stress. It's just you're making this for me. You are irritating. You are irritating me. So
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And adding on the issue now we are commercialized. The quality of the milk and the quality of the meat, it's different from the working animal to a commercial animal. the benefits tsa teng wa go kry they are very low more than working animal because of stress. All the values that you need they drop. But for a commercial animal if you know it will give you all the benefits.
So in other words, your donkeys are pampered donkeys. They just chill.
They just chill.
Okay.
They okay. Yes.
And how big is your head?
Because we are starting for research purposes. So for now we have close to 30 donkeys. But you need to put them in a way throughout the year. They give you a milk production. So currently I'm milking 15, but planning to immediately when the market is already there. Because like I was explaining, awareness campaign to say, hey guys, look, laha re ko bidana le kobelana le ditwenki hale. Mo kopa go gamela. But the danger about it, before I took Dr. Tumelo I go check out the donkey. That does not mean gore ga donkey re ga elwa ga ina malwetse. A group to go ntse go tlela re to le hela asna shoot analyze kiro le hela. It's the same thing that in a le malwetse but gona le malwetse a leng gore a transferable go batho. So you avoid the situation ya go encourage batho gore ga ke nna mo motseng ke ntrule ditonki a be ke gamela batho o tla lwatsa batho. You need to go bathong ba di animal veterinary ba go check malwetse a ditonki then ba go bolela gore ke malwetse afe.
I think the biggest problem, Mompati, is the study of donkeys is taken in the same study, or there's an assumption, it's the same study as horses, which is the biggest mistake. And one of our cameramen is a horse person here. He's got a lot of questions to ask about horses or about donkeys because he works with horses. But are we making that mistake of making an assumption horses and donkeys are the same?
Yes.
And where is that mistake?
Because how most of the people who are studying malwetse the doctor, they will tell you the donkey they are classified as equines. Yes. Now the challenge is more they will remember people who were busy writing the syllabus. Ke batho ba gore ba lebeletse gore dipitsi for horse racing. Not any other thing but for horse racing. Now they didn't see the value by then in donkeys.
Okay.
That's why you won't see any material what the book mo go donkey idra only horses and other animals. So it's a problem they say there are common diseases between the horse and the donkey because they were under one umbrella.
And talking about the donkeys and sicknesses and one, and you specifically told us about certain people that you are working with. Do you think we have enough capacity? We have enough knowledge countrywide? Like somebody is listening, maybe on our podcast and stuff in the Popo or in anywhere that would want to say, okay, fine. Now I need to find out more. Can you just walk into any institution and you will find people who can help you with it?
Hi. Yes. That is why before COVID-19, I was in the process with Dr. Obed Dada and Chitura to say, we have students who are doing masters this year. They're supposed to do masters this year. Now, I had a list of topics that I drafted to say, when I do the research on this, you do the research on this, because we wanted to build the capacity. So that's why I approached the university to say, if you have students who are interested in doing masters or maybe PhD, because it's important that I said to them, it's important that we start them from the masters or even honors. To say, if they want to do masters, fine. Araba Tuse and so in South Africa, we don't have enough information regarding donkeys. That's why earlier on, I don't even know how South Africa are donkeys again.
Okay, so I don't know, you want to come in? Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. I just wanted to find out if there isn't any information, and I mean, okay, let's rather say it's government responsibility to tell us what we have in this country and how best we can use it to benefit so many other things, food security and so forth and so forth. But do you get a sense, or actually, are you getting any support from the government? Especially because we understand a lot of government officials are the same ones that come from varsity and they might not have studied donkeys. So when you go and ask for some sort of a funding application, you will find that you are always educating them, whereas they're supposed to be giving you information.
Regarding the issue of funding, I don't even bother myself for now to apply for funding.
Why?
I mean, people don't have more information about donkeys. And you won't get any funding from any government institution right now because donkeys are not registered under the Animal Improvement Act. So people will tell you that will be a wasteful expenditure if they fund you. So in terms of the support, yes, I think if it was not because of COVID, the government would have published, gazetted the donkeys as part of the livestock. Because I have submitted the application, okay. It's there. So it's just waiting for the minister and the parliament to gazette it and include donkeys as part of the livestock.
So Mompati, let's just maybe, because this is a very important discussion, and taking back. Okay, maybe let me tell this story about donkeys. And how old were you at the time when Daduma Mopa was doing the
very young?
But why do you want to support it, or you are
no?
going against
You know the funny thing about it, ne? People don't know the story because as a journalist, agricultural journalist,
but the story is he killed.
Yes. And you will be shocked. So I met this old man, around 2010 or so. 2009, 2010, OMG man, Gideon Murule. I'm not sure if you know him, but I'm not sure if you know Ndade Murule. Okay. Gideon. So around about 2010, 2011, I go to his farm, and we have this discussion. Komafike. His farm is just on the border of Matlabama. He stays Komafike, but the farm is there. And okay, another interesting part about the old man has been like the veteran. He's the guys who started the NAFUs and all that and all those stuff. So he's been in the farming sector for a very long time. He was actually a member of parliament and in the ministry, and I think it was, I don't know if they were called ministers at the time, of agriculture of Puputazwana under So we sit in his living room and we started discussing about the farms and what, his farming career and all that. And then because I've always been fascinated about this issue of killing donkeys, And I sit and I say, and I ask him, look, tell me the story about these donkeys. Why did Mama kill this thing? And he said, no, many people are blaming the former president, where he's so rest in peace, for killing the donkeys.
Yeah.
But actually, you are sitting with a person who wrote that recommendation. You know.
Yeah.
So he wrote the for
So
him
he
to
was,
kill.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he was the minister at the time, and in that period, there was a big drought in Bophuthatswana. And at the time, every family almost, remember, people didn't have cars at the time.
Right.
Every family and all those things had donkeys. So there were so many donkeys in Bophuthatswana. So the cattle farmers, when the livestock farmers, when they met, they said, but these donkeys are competing with the cattle for grazing.
Okay.
You know, and they're just useless animals.
Yeah.
They're just animals who are just grazing and then, well, radipan and what.
Yeah.
So we must reduce the number of donkeys.
Yeah.
And then we must limit a family to a certain number of donkeys.
So they were killed.
So they were killed to actually get livestock, as the Mompati was saying. They are not gazetted and they are not recognized as livestock. You know?
Yeah.
So at the time they were competing with livestock that was more commercial and making more money for them. So every family was limited to. So in essence, the farmers themselves were the ones who asked Mompati to help.
But interesting enough, Mompati is working with the government to make sure that donkeys are visible on the roads, because we know Hotsamaya and Klinta Ziraste, pretty much these days you find donkeys on the streets everywhere. Can you tell us about that, Mompati? What are you doing that donkeys are more visible?
If you have animals, you need to have a rotational grazing to avoid overgrazing.
Yeah.
People who say donkeys are overgrazing, I beg to differ.
But remember that, but we're talking about now the
Yes. No, they still say now.
Okay, I was just saying at the time that was the solution that was provided.
Yes.
Which was the loudest solution?
Now, people are saying, yes, donkeys, if there's no grass, they will eat the root. They are hatagaloto, and they kumula.
So they will overgraze.
They will overgraze. That is why in our farm, we do a rotational grazing. Then we also feed the donkeys to avoid the overgrazing.
Yeah.
On the issue of reflectors, we are just waiting for, like I'm saying that before the COVID-19, me and my team were in a process of engaging the government for them to regulate the donkey industry. So one of the programs that we want to engage once Refeta Kuguale, the DG, Ndatara Masodi and Mesalabina and Dada Mamapol. Those are the people that I'm working with them for National Department. The reason why National Department, there's no provincial department of agriculture that can touch a donkey or fund the program, because donkeys are not being regulated. So the provincial department will say that's a wasteful expenditure. So one of the programs, once the thing has been regulated, we want to say to them, look, we know that due to negligence about the donkey owners, donkeys are causing lots of accidents. They are not visible sometimes. So we are suggesting to them that they need to put reflectors more ditamo. For at least how la khakala la ka tla o shele go japutsenyana o khona go e bona etsa makwana.
Let's not encourage our people to drive.
Drive.
So
On level 2.
So that's the reason why. Because busigo, it's cold. So now for animals, all one do they want that warmness. So that's the reason why Obana the donkey the rabbits. And the other thing, most of the people who own donkeys, they use it,
And they let it.
busigo, because and they're making lots of money. because we've tell motho if go transport la load ya Santa, they charge you 350. Then bosigo di teng di la di tshola ka di dustbin tsa rona mona. Yeah.
So maybe moving forward, Mr Mompati, for people who would like to be part of now a community, because I think we have aroused enough information now for people to start thinking more and to say, but this is and then I would say what you told me, I would say like it is not high maintenance animals which tse di batlang ditlhare, tse di batlang what, but sort of medium maintenance. You just have to care for them. So going forward, how do you think we should besides having them recognized or classified as now livestock or whatever, because I know government is dragging its feet for on many other things. I mean, you know, the game farming is still also lingering because they don't know where
who should be listening? I think is that the question.
I mean, like how then do we move forward? How then do we say, okay, we are preparing for a commercial lucrative industry of because I know that the export market it's there. It's because, as I said earlier, there are certain politicians who are into that arrangement.
What needs to be done? What society mobilization of society? Exactly. In short, what needs to be done?
Everything stopped. Got the lockdown.
Oh.
So we now we are just starting because we are going to level 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll start communicating with the guys from the national department to hear what programs do we have now.
Yes.
Because now we are allowed to have at least a meeting 50 people.
Yeah.
So before the COVID-19 started, we used to go around provinces Limpopo, Mpumalanga and other areas to invite donkey owners to go and tell them about the opportunities of the commercialization of donkeys.
So you were doing donkey farmers days?
Yes.
Unheard of, very unheard of.
So,
but quickly, that everybody, can we now talk about the products? Where do I get the products?
Yeah.
How do I get hold of you for people who want more information about this and want to be part of the research that you are doing and
they can
and also count us on board.
Okay. They can call me on 082. That's my WhatsApp number. 082 256 7333.
Okay, repeat that.
082 256 7333. That's my WhatsApp number.
082
256
256
7333.
7333.